What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Descapens, and today we have a very awesome video for you today. So first up, where's my watch? There's my watch. Boom. As you can see, it is June 10th of 2024 on a Monday, 11:11 with 20 seconds. Oh, there we go. Boom. How about that timing? So check it out, check it out, check it out. Let me refocus the camera. Cool. Why is this date significant? Because today, for whatever amazing, great reason that people made up, it is National Ballpoint Day. National Ballpoint Pen Day. And I just love that fact. I'm like, this is one of the greatest days that's ever existed. I'm happy. So, I wanted to do something special for it. With this channel, its first year, you know, this will be an annual tradition where we do this every year. And we're just going to talk about the top 5 ballpoint pens. You know, and this is for 2024, 2025, the list might change, but right now, I have sat down, I've conducted the research, I've thought about it, I'm like, these are our people. These are the top 5. We're going to do this. Before we do that, though, there are some honorable mentions, some pens that didn't make the cuts. Something that I do want to say is that I did have one requirement for this video. So, you know, when I talk about these pens, I would like for people to go out and buy them and enjoy them and like them. But I also want to make sure that, you know, I'm not showing you guys a pen that's been modified, i.e. the refill has been changed out, you know. So for instance, if I'm writing with, you know, this isn't in the video, but if I'm writing with like, you know, like a Zebra F701 with a Fisher Space Pen refill, you know, you go out, you buy it, it suddenly looks and writes kind of differently from the way I described it. I don't like that. I don't want that. And, you know, I want to be transparent, right? This channel is about transparency. That's one of my values. And so I want you guys to, you know, kind of go out, get the pens and enjoy them in the way that, you know, I kind of explained. You know, you're like Descapens said, it was like this, this, and this. Oh, ain't he right? That's super cool. So the only requirement that I really had is that this pen needed to be with its original refill or the original refill that it's sold with, you know, and it had to write well and impress me and make me want to put it in the video. And all 5 of these guys did that, which is cool. So here we go. We're going to start off, though, with the honorable mentions. And there's about 3 of those, actually, because, you know, I just thought about all of these and I'm like, man, we actually got to talk about them. So the first one, and probably the cheapest one on the list, is going to be the beautiful Pilot Acro Ball. This pen is really, really nice. It's super cheap. It's super smooth. It is a hybrid ballpoint ink. So in other words, it has the dry time of a ballpoint, but the smoothness of a gel, and it is marketed as a ballpoint and called a ballpoint, and it certainly is. And it's really nice, just kind of this really nice, like textured grip. It's very, very cheap. I got this in a pack with a purple one for about $4.99. And yeah, future videos are going to come up on both of these guys. There are a lot of different kinds of like hybrid inks out there. There's the Uniball Jetstream, there's the Zebra Blend. There are other pens that may not market themselves as, you know, some kind of hybrid, like low viscous, quick drying ink, but they certainly are those things. But yeah, overall, the Acro Ball is probably my all-time like favorite between the Jetstream and the Blend, and you know, whatever else other like pen companies have to offer at the economic level. I think that, you know, it's just it's a really great design. It's a really great body. It's a really great ink. This is in a 1.0. I also have the first ever pen that we reviewed on this channel, the Pilot Acro 1000, which is essentially this guy's kind of like luxury part, if you will. And this is in the $10 range. Just one of these is $10. Really nice, though. A really nice flare that I find super grippy. Very, very comfortable. I've taken just a lot of notes with this pen, and I love the fact that it is tip heavy. And so, you know, this part up here is plastic, and this part down here is all metal, baby. And so it's like, boom, super cool. If you go back about 4 months into my, 4 months? We started this in February, so I guess, dang, we're getting to 5 months now. That's crazy. But, you know, if you go all the way down in all of my videos, or if you go to my hybrid ballpoint pen video, you will see my first ever video, the Pilot Acro 1000 review. So go back, give that a watch, give that a like, and let me know what you think. Yeah, but overall, really cheap, really great, really, really fun to use. Okay, so there's that one. And then we have another one, which people may get a little mad at me for kind of putting in the honorable mentions, not in the top 5, understandably so. the Parker Jotter. Now, here's the deal. I actually love this pen. I love this pen body, rather. Here's the situation, though. The Parker ballpoint refill, the Quink Flow in blue or black or whatever, that is just a rough refill. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to hate on Parker. There are so many Parker products that I love, but that's not one of them. That really is not one of them. You know, I have their rollerball, I have their fountain, I have a bunch of like Parker gel refills. This sucker right now has a Parker gel refill in it, this black refill. But that blue, or that black Parker Quink Flow, or that red Parker Quink Flow even though I've never written with the black or the red, it's like, it's rough. It's rough, you guys. It doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. You know, they're like, oh, it's so smooth, da-da-da. And it's like, look, there's so many better options out there that why lie to yourself? And so, again, this is a really great pen, but it does need a modification. And I just don't want to, you know, like, I don't want to make you guys go out there and do that. I'd rather you just get one and you're done and it's cool. So that's why the Parker Jotter is in the honorable mentions, because, again, a great pen in just almost every way. It's just the refill that kind of, you know, knocks it off the list, which is unfortunate. But if this were a top 8 video, it'd certainly make it. So, or even a top 10. Our last honorable mention, probably one of the most heavily designed pens, but just one of the coolest too. Arguably the most youthful of them all, maybe. The Retro 51 Tornado. This is a really cool pen. Currently in this one, this is the F4U Corsair. I got this at Warwick's in San Diego, I think. Currently it has a Visconti. Wait, let me wait for that to focus. Hang on. Boom, there we go. It has a Visconti Smart Touch refill in it. And this is Parker style. It's cool. It's grand. It's great. It's super, super nice. And I absolutely love this thing. You know, a very, very quiet deployment. You know, which is very, 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 very good, right? The reason why this sucker didn't make this list is because usually when people think about the Retro 51, they think rollerball, which is true, This is usually sold with a Schmidt P8126 refill, which can also be found in the Studio Neat Mark 1, and it can also be found in the Squire, in the Baron Fig Squire. It's a really cool, like, twist pen. And, you know, it's really, really smooth and stuff. And also, while I was at that pen shop at Warwick, there were some other Retro 51s that I was trying out. And I think that they were writing with the Schmidt P9000 Easy Flow. I think that's what it's called. It's possible they could have been writing with those. I'll never really know. It's just, it didn't feel like a rollerball. And so maybe some of these Retro 51s are sold with ballpoint refills in them. That could be a case. But until I have, like, significant evidence and proof of that, I just, you know, in my mind, this is a rollerball. In most people's mind, this is also a rollerball. And so, yeah, so it's, even though it can be made into a ballpoint quickly, again, that takes modification, and that's not what we're about right now. This video is for non-pen people who just want a nice pen. So, boom, here it is. Yeah, good, not the best. Well, no, good, but modifications required. It is among the best, though. Okay, boom. Now, let's get into the list. I am super excited for this list. It's going to be great, actually. Oh, boy, I love these pens. They're all really, really good. So, the first one is the Fisher Space Pen. Whoop, let me center that a little more. Booyakasha. It is the Fisher Space Pen Capomatic. Oh, it's so good. So, I want to get into the history behind this, but honestly, that would make a really long video. So I'm like, let me just not do it. So all I'm going to do is just talk about this pen. So this pen is really, really cool. And the reason why I like it is, you know, it is in a Cerakote finish. And like the Retro 51, though not as much. It also has a lot of different coats and finishes and designs and kind of builds, I guess. And this one is one of the Cerakote ones. I also have another one right here. This is the Flat Dark Earth. And this one, I'm just going to write it out real quick. This one is writing with a medium black and 1.0 Fisher. meter. Boom. And so this one is super, super cool. It is pressurized ink, and basically, or the refill is pressurized, and basically what that means is this refill right here can write underwater, in space, upside down, at any angle, in all kinds of crazy weather conditions, really hot, really cold, and it has a shelf life of 100 years. That, my friends, is the really short version to all of that. So anyway, really, really good. And something else that I love about it is the clip is plenty strong. The clip is plenty nice. This Cerakote is super, super grippy. Of course, there are other options with different kind of grips and whatnot. You'll have to play around it and figure out which one works for you. This one right here is my favorite. And I think of all the Kappa-matics, I have like 6 of them or something like that. But anyway. The one thing that I will say is the ink is good, but there is better ink out there, honestly. Over time, as you continue to write with it, the ink does kind of start to skip as you're, kind of getting down there. And yeah, but, overall, still just a great, 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 great pen. And probably the most important thing about this is the best one-handed pen I have ever used. I feel like this one, in terms of convenience, is just there. It has it. I think that there are a lot of pens that are kind of like this, where the clip is kind of built into the click, almost like a clip a body or something, rather than something up there. It's just this top half of the pen. And the thing that I like about that is that, let's say, you're carrying something in one hand. It'd be a kid, it'd be, something really heavy that you got to carry for some reason, right? And then, somebody calls you, they need you to write something down on your hand or on your notepad or whatever, right? It's like, all you need to do, reach down into your pocket, pull this thing out, and then you go. And that's just so convenient. That is just so advanced. That is just something else. And so that's why I just absolutely love this pen, But again, the ink isn't the best because this ink is also kind of shaped this way. If you ever wanted to replace it, the aftermarket is not going to look the best. Like Zebra has a few refills that work with it. I've tried it with it. And honestly, the Fisher Space Pen refill, in my opinion, is just the best. It's like it is the best with its wonderful pen bodies and whatnot. So, apologies. So, it's really good. The ink is honestly good. And some people buy it and they're like, what are you talking about? This is great. So, this is all just my opinion, right? But I think that the ink is good, but I also feel like there is better ink out there, which you're going to see in the next 4 pens. So, overall, great, American-made, really good engineering, super cool. But, the ink is fine, but I believe that there's just kind of better out there, and so voila. Coming up next is the Caran 849 Original. And this sucker, this is a pen, all right. This is a really, really nice pen. There's something cool that I want to show you. Where is it? It's right here. I know. There it is. Okay. I want you all to look kind of right there. Just watch as I move it. It's kind of the light right here. There's a... Oh, dang. Can you guys see that? I think you can see it. You see that really long cut, that really long scrape? I know what you're thinking, Desk. What did you do? If you'll notice, though, it looks like there's a bunch of cuts and scrapes throughout this thing. This sucker is a really... Oh, my gosh. Focusing is terrible right now. I apologize. This sucker, this pen is a really interesting work of art, in my opinion, because I feel like number one, the pencil shape is like really, really cool. But, it also has the quietest click on the entire market. So, just listen to this. You notice that sounds super silent versus, which is kind of loud, right? And the reason why I bring that up is because for all those people who, are in some kind of work environment and they want it to be quiet, or any kind of quiet environment, be that a lecture hall, in the library, wherever, in the board meeting, if that's an important thing, right? It's like this pen right here is really good for that. It has the convenience of a click, but it's not too loud as well, which I think is super, super cool, right? Now, kind of going back to the design a little bit, the reason why this is called the Originals, I made a video on this kind of earlier, and then, at the time, I didn't really know why it was called that. I was like, I don't know why, but the reason why is because they take this pen and then they pretty much just like scrape rocks against it to kind of give it a sort of like industrial look, which I think is kind of cool. So, you know, they pretty much scrape up the body. They give it just all these little scrapes, and then they put some kind of like coating on it afterwards that, you know, kind of just solidifies the look and makes it, you know, look totally fine and stuff. And so this grip is very, very comfortable. I have tried other coatings and other sort of feels to it. And this is honestly my favorite. Oh, that is so smooth. It's very, very low viscous. This is certainly a ballpoint hybrid ink. It can compete with the Jetstream and the wonderful Acro Ball that we saw earlier. But I don't think that it really markets itself as so. It just kind of is like, no, I'm just a nice ballpoint pen. And it's like, okay, fine. But, you know, overall, just a really, really nice look to it. With that said, there have been times with this clip where the clip may not be the strongest in the world. Out of all the clips here, this is probably the weakest one, but still, it's nothing to write home about or to be too afraid of, but it is something just to keep in mind. Like, the clip can, like, if you're just operating at like a weird angle or something, like this thing can kind of like slip out if you're not careful with it. So anyway, but overall, a really, really nice pen, really, really great design. And yeah, and so, okay. Oh, and by the way, sorry, the price point for this was about $44. And I don't know if I said this earlier or not. I'm pretty sure I did. But this Cap-O-Matic, prices vary for the Cap-O-Matic, but this Cap-O-Matic was about $36. Thought I would let you know. And then the Flat Dark Earth was at $32. Okay, so coming back to it. Sorry about the camera work. It is just, it does not want to kind of focus. Say, I'm just going to try and clean it real quick. I hope that is better. Okay. I mean, it certainly looks better, but we shall see. So coming in at third place, we're getting into the top three now. And all these are going to be twist pens all the way up, by the way. This is the beautiful Cross Calais ballpoint pen. Oh, I love this. And this one, this was my 200 subscriber mark. Oh my gosh. Oh, how smooth. Wow. Wow. It's so smooth, my friends. My goodness, 1.0 millimeter. Holy smokes. Oh, wow. That's really nice. Anyway, so this pen, I got it for $20 at Staples long ago. I'm talking 2016, 2017. This guy's been with me for years. This was my high school pen for a long time. This is all I wrote with, and I love it, and I love it to death, and it's super, super nice, right? And so, yeah, this pen right here was my 200 subscriber mark, and, you know, this is the pen that kind of got me into all of the pens, and so naturally, it kind of had to make the list, and honestly, it'll it'll probably make the list for many, many more years to come. But, you know, it comes with a really nice cross refill, you know, and a very nice medium point. I absolutely love it, you know, and it kind of has this nice blue lacquer with chrome accents. The blue lacquer is incredibly grippy, you know, like it's not going to like slip out at all. You're just like, oh, and you're just writing with it and you're just loving it, you know, and let me just kind of fill in those lines for us. Well, I didn't exactly, you know, but boom, just look at some of that writing. I kind of wish I would have written more with these, but oh well. Yeah, just overall, just a really phenomenal pen. We got Cross right there. Cross, like Fisher, is an American brand. Difference is, though, Fisher has all of their stuff made in Boulder City, Nevada, whereas Cross, I know at some point they exported a lot of their stuff to China. They're based in Rhode Island. They're based in Providence, I think. But they ended up exporting a lot of their stuff over to China. And so I don't know what exactly is going on with that. I don't know when or where this pen was made, but I'm guessing it's a Chinese-made pen. But I mean, it's still really good, you know. And another thing that I really love about this pen is that it is cigar-shaped. And so its weight, like people complain that, you know, like a pen is too tip-heavy or too back-heavy. But a nice cigar-shaped pen kind of takes this weight and it kind of just distributes it. It distributes it very evenly in the middle. And that's something that the Calais does, and it does it very, very well. And so that's something that I can just really appreciate about this pen. Like it is very, very well put together. And so, yeah, so cross hats off to you, my friends. And this is the pen that got me addicted into all of them, you know. And again, ballpoints are my roots in terms of pen collecting because of this guy right here. And for years, because of how smooth this ballpoint pen wrote, for years, ballpoint was what I thought was needed. You know, like I didn't trust gel that much. I didn't trust, you know, fountains or roller balls. I was like, that's all just expensive stuff. You can just get a ballpoint and be fine, because this thing has the same smoothness, you know, and so does this one and this one and even this one. Well, maybe not this one, but these two, yeah. Like it has the same smoothness as that of a gel pen. So I always felt like gel and all that other stuff was just useless because of how smooth and great this pen felt. And so, yeah. So that is number 3. Number 2 is, wait, hang on. Also, this clip is super strong. That's just something to know. Some people are worried it might be a little too strong. It's kind of hard to clip on things, which on the one hand, yeah. But on the other hand, you know it's not going to go anywhere. This is probably the strongest clip out of all. Well, it's the No, it's the second strongest clip. The strongest clip, we're going to get into it. We are going to get into it, and it's going to be good, because this next pen, honestly, is very close to the Calais, but it takes the cigar shape to the extremes. And this is the beautiful Faber-Castell Emotion, baby. Let me go ahead and write that. Faber-Castell Emotion. Oh, and I absolutely just love this pen. This is in a 1.0 millimeter bold refill. I love this pen so much. It's probably like the coolest, one of the coolest looking pens I've ever seen. Some people are like, oh, it's so small. And just to kind of give you some reference, here is a Pilot G2 next to it, and here's a big crystal next to it. So yeah, you can see it's kind of small and everything. Hang on. But the thing that I really appreciate about this pen is that when I'm writing with it, right, and you know, even when I'm right here, like I don't feel how small it is at all. It disappears, you know, like all of that vanishes, and it just feels like a good solid pen that I'm writing with, you know. And so people are like, oh, it's so small, da 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 da. It's like, no, man, this is just a great pen. Like, this is a really, really good pen. It's like, yeah, technically it's small, but whatever Faber-Castell did to make a small pen feel like a nice medium pen, they got it exactly right, my friend. Like Faber-Castell, shout out to you, my people. Some features that I really love about this pen is, let's kind of go into the twist action. I love the fact, hang on. I love the fact that when I try and twist it, when I try to bring it, you know, if it's a mistake, boom. If like I'm walking around with it in my jean pocket and my jean pocket starts to, you know, kind of scrape it and stuff, right? And if it moves again, it just kind of clicks it back into place. So it kind of has this really nice sort of like false starting mechanism, which is really, really cool. And then of course you can just bring it out like that, right? But you know, it's nice in that way that it's trying to protect the tip and the ink, and it's also trying to protect, you know, whatever it's in there with, to make sure that, you know, the ink doesn't go anywhere and, you know, starts writing everywhere. And so, yeah, and so I think that that's something that is incredibly cool about this pen, and it's something that I can deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate. And so, yeah, so that twist is really nice. It can also be very, very quiet. See that? Booyakasha. And so, yeah, this grip, this is probably one of my favorite this is probably one of my most favorite grips, probably out of all of them, honestly. It has this really nice texture called, hang on. Come on, there we go. Called guilloche, you know, just this really nice guilloche grip. It kind of, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of like another pen that I was writing with. I don't actually think I have that with me, but anyway. Overall, just a really, really beautiful texture, a really nice texture, just really, really satisfying. My sweet spot for the pen is I kind of like to grip it kind of halfway in between, because this right here is also just wicked smooth. Sometimes if I have to write quick or something, I'll kind of like choke up on it. And then sometimes if I kind of want to write a little slow and really think about stuff, I'll go like that. But usually it's like right here for like note taking and stuff. It's just nice. It's right here. I'm writing with it, and I'm just loving life because it is such a great pen. Oh, it's so good. So yeah, so it also has the strongest clip out of them all, and it's also like the most convenient clip out of them all, because with all the clips, all of these, you kind of have to manipulate them, kind of play with them, but Faber-Castell decided just to put in a nice little spring-assisted clip. And one thing I want to show you is that when I first started with it, I was kind of worried because it was a highlighter, and imagine this right here is just a nice little jean pocket. So, you go and you try and pull it out. Look at that. Like, it literally just left a mark before it came out, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like right there, boom. See that? It just absolutely just like hammered it. And I'm like, wow, that is impressive. Like this sucker, it's like an American Bulldog. It will not let go. And I can really, really, really appreciate that. And so it is a really, really, really nice pen. I love this pen a lot. Yeah. And that grip due to that teeth right there, due to those teeth right there. Wow. Due to those teeth, I am not at all worried to carry it at all. With that said, I still like to put it just more in a coat pocket over like my jean pocket, but still, if I drop it, if I clip it onto my jean pocket, I'm just not worried about it. I'm like, this thing's gonna be okay. It's gonna be right there, and we're all gonna be happy with it. So yeah, overall, just a really great pen. Now, the reason why this pen made second place is because of the refill. Now, the refill itself is actually really great. This is a Faber-Castell broad. I don't have a Faber-Castell extra broad. I would like to get one just to kind of like see what that feels like. This one, I believe, is in like a 1.0, as you can see, broad right there. And, overall, just a really just beautiful, beautiful refill. And, yeah. However, I do prefer putting a Visconti Smart Touch refill into this pen because I feel like it just kind of enhances all of the other features. And so that's where this thing kind of made like second place. But the Faber-Castell refill is still super good, but I actually find myself putting that in lighter pens like the Parker Jotter and the Retro 51, which are both lighter than this pen right here. So that's why it's in second place, but still just an amazing pen. And look, if I had to write with this and the original Faber-Castell refill for the rest of my life, I would have zero issues. I'd be like, okay, that's totally fine, but in general, I just kind of like the Smart Touch in it a little more. I feel like it kind of enhances it and makes it feel just a touch better. But anyway, and then of course we have, oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry about the camera work. And then, of course, we have our final and most amazing pen out of them all. For those of you who know this channel, you know that this is my favorite pen. This is my Grail pen. This is perfect. This might just be the best pen in the world. Arguably so. And this is the Mont Blanc Meisterstück Le Grand in a 146. This is a 146 right here. So, and the reason why my thumb is right there is because my name is actually engraved. It's laser etched into this thing. And I don't want you guys to know what my name is quite yet. But anyway, boom. So if you can see right here, it's just a really, really beautiful pen. It kind of has this black resin, these nice kind of gold accents to it, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and open it now, and we are going to do some writing. Everything about this pen is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm not kidding. If I had to keep one pen for the rest of my life, it would be this one. If someone said to me, you can only have one pen, what will it be? It will be this one. I'm like, this is just a really great pen. It's by far the softest ink I have ever written with. It's also the smoothest ink I have ever written with. I'll tell you what, though, I didn't know the ink could be soft until I wrote with this thing. Oh my gosh, is that? No, that's not how you write that. Whoops. The Mont Blanc Meisterstück. When I was reviewing it, said Meisterstück because I like to overpronounce things. But then I heard like native Germans say it, and they were saying something like Meisterstück or something, kind of close to that. So better pronunciation this time around. But yeah, it just like, oh my gosh. It's just like one of the smoothest pens that I have ever written with. Its grip is perfect. Its weight is perfect. Oh my gosh, it's just the quiet deployment is like really, really cool. You know, just kind of take it and just go like, and can't nobody hear you, you know? It's like, it's super, super nice. Let me get this to focus in on the pen again. There we go, there we go. And overall, it's just, it is a really, really great design. And where my Faber-Castell is the coolest ballpoint pen, this pen is by far the most beautiful ballpoint pen. You know, it is just, it is really a work of art. It is a thing of beauty. And it is just something that I love to my heart's delight. Like, it's seriously such a nice pen. It's such an awesome pen. And yeah, I love it. I love it to death. So let me just go ahead and lay out all the pens, and I will give you all my closing thoughts. Oh my goodness. I have had fun today, my friends. Where did you go? There you are. Boom. Boom. There they all are. We have our Fisher Space Pen, our Caran Dash, our Cross, our Faber-Castell, and our Mont Blanc. A very nice group of 5 ballpoint pens. Smile for the photos, you award winners. Boom. There we go. We got one. But yeah, just a really, really great group of pens. I love them to death. They are really, really fun to write with. And yeah, this would be my top 5 ballpoint pens. If I had to recommend like 5 ballpoint pens, it would be these ones. Of course, there are other very fun options, you know. For those of you guys who want something economic, you have this beautiful thing, and arguably jotters can be found for pretty cheap too. And then, you know, for you guys who want something like kind of cool, like the Caran Dash, but not quite, or like the Capomatic, but not quite, you have the Retro 51. But yeah, this is the list of today's pens. We have the honorable mentions and then our top 5. And so yeah, let me go ahead and just get these honorable mentions out of there. Boom. Yeah, these top 5 ballpoint pens are really great. They're really fun. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Descapens signing off.